Hey, it's Ted again. I've got a question. What's a film you watch over and over again? For me, it's Martin Scorsese's Goodfellas. Yeah, it's a little morbid, but it's also a classic. Goodfellas, hell, most of Scorsese's work, is often equally entertaining as it is cinematic. Why? I think it's because Scorsese both understands and seeks to expand a vitally important but constantly evolving concept, the language of cinema. That language is the draw of cinema itself. It's the core of this entire series. It's how moments, frames even, relate to each other and implant a third image into your mind based on inference. Cinema gives you a third eye, but also a third ear, and every filmmaker is either borrowing their predecessors' discoveries or making their own. Let's talk about how Scorsese has done both.
All you little girls setting out that line.
You need to know how ideas and emotions are expressed through a visual form. And the grammar is panning left and right, tracking in or out, booming up and down, intercutting a certain way, the use of a close-up as opposed to a medium shot. What is a medium shot? What is a long shot? And the different kinds of lighting, and how you use all these elements to make an emotional and psychological point to an audience.
Goodfellas is actually very similar to a Scorsese film made over 20 years later, The Wolf of Wall Street. They're both based on non-fiction biographies which watch the rise and fall of clever criminals. They love romantic narration, and both end with a hero thrown past their glory years into a sea of the mediocre.
Everything was for the taking. And now it's all over.
It's a nice pen. You can use the pen to write down thoughts from your life so you can remember.
Sell me this pen.
Well, this pen works, and I personally love this pen, and I think this pen...
One thing's for sure, they both speak with cinematic language. Take this scene from Goodfellas. Watch the editing and close-ups as Karen vents.
And they talked about how rotten their kids were and about beating them with broom handles and leather belts, but that the kids still didn't pay any attention. When Henry picked me up, I was dizzy.
I don't know if I could live like that.
It builds with her frustration, creating tension with fast and close cuts. Or what about the visual language in this scene? Ghostly fumes blend with fog as taillights accent Henry Hill beginning his story. Goodfellas borrows from film noir of the 40s and 50s by prioritizing how over what. We know exactly what happened, but how did we get here? The fun is finding the answer an hour later. They're having dinner.
Anyway, it reminds me, I need this knife. I'm gonna take this, it's okay?
Okay, yeah.
Just need it for
Bring
a
it back, though,
Tommy borrows a knife.
And this guy's saying, what do you want from me? The guy's got a nice head of white hair. Look how beautiful with the dog. It looks the same.
Looks like somebody we know.
I mean, without the beard. No, it's him.
No worries.
Oh.
Except for the body in the trunk. This is part of the how we've been looking for. Wolf of Wall Street uses cinematic language effectively too. The only difference is, its use of that language is aged 23 years compared to Goodfellas, just as Goodfellas was aged 40 years compared to classic film noir. Cinema changes, therefore the language of cinema is always in a state of flux. Take this scene in The Wolf of Wall Street. First-person romantic narration has become so played out since Goodfellas, this film nearly criticizes its own methods.
Then sold those shares right back to our friends. Look, I know you're not following what I'm saying anyway, right? That's okay, that doesn't matter. The real question is this: was all this legal? Absolutely fucking not.
This cinema feels more self-aware, more relaxed. It's also sufficiently willing to employ visual effects. It's a modern story inside a modern digital cinema, so its use of cinematic language fits accordingly. You couldn't do this in the 90s. Scorsese's adaptation to modern film language and modern methods within that language helps his work remain relevant. But his dedication to classic cinema techniques, Wolf was shot primarily using film, helps his work remain genuine. Martin Scorsese is an incredibly influential director, and his dedication to cinematic language, as well as the history of cinema, makes his films both culturally and stylistically important. Goodfellas has been preserved in the Library of Congress. Its impact is so large that I feel The Wolf of Wall Street can't help seem playful, knowing it borrows from a genre its director helped define. Wolf is a white-collar criminal story, as opposed to a blue-collar criminal story. No matter the type of criminal, however, the use of cinematic language to tell their story remains vital. Both Goodfellas and The Wolf of Wall Street, separated by 23 years of film's evolution, use that language successfully, but differently, depending on their era.
A young person wants to express themselves and take a video camera and go out, they're going to find that they have to frame the image. And in framing the image, they're going to find that they have to interpret what they want to say. How do you point the audience's eye and to get the point, the emotional and psychological point that you want to get across to them? They're going to have to make that decision. I mean, a story could be rain, you know. And I see this drop of rain coming at, you know, I get it in such a way. And if I wait for a certain hour in which the sun is glistening, you know, who knows?